Hopefully by now you're thoroughly convinced that ACT has a whole lot of reports, and that it'll take you a while just to learn what all of the ACT reports do to determine whether they will meet your needs or not. But if you really find that something is missing, that you want a report that ACT does not provide, then you can create your own. If you have the artistic ability and the capability to put together the report that you want, then you're going to want to know where designing templates is located. So that's what we're going to take a look at now. What we're going to do is we're going to go up to the menu bar, we're going to click on Reports, and then we're going to come down to New Template. Almost down at the bottom, click on New Template. And notice that ACT brings up the New Report dialog box. From the New Report dialog box, we're going to select Contact Reports. But notice we also have Company Reports, Group Reports, Opportunity Reports, Product Reports. Lots of reports that are already in the system or that we can create. The reason I say they're already in the system is if what you wanted to do is just tweak one of these reports that ACT already has, then you can use this tool to just get into that template and make the changes that you want to make. Now you can experiment with that, but what I'm going to show here is just the capability to start off with a blank slate. So we're going to click on Empty Contact Report, and we're going to click on OK. Now notice that we have basically nothing. Now, it's not completely nothing because you'll notice there are 5 sections. There's a report header, page header, detail, page footer, and report footer. Now, the report header is text or other information that only appears once at the very top of the report. The page header is text or other information that appears once at the top of each page. The detail is actually the report itself. It's the contact information, the field information that we put in. The page footer and report footer information are self-explanatory, right? Page footer is text and or information that appears at the bottom of each page, and then report footer only appears at the very bottom of the report. So you design your report based on this. Now, if what I wanted to do is start off with a report header, let's say I want to put special report up here at the top as a report header. Well, what I want is text. So I go over to my toolbox and I select text, which gives me a text tool. Notice I have a little plus sign in my hand now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself a little text box. Okay, now I'm going to double click inside my text box. When I double click inside my text box, then I will have the capability to type within it. What I did is double clicked on the outside, so I created my text box, then double clicked on the inside. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the text and then make it larger. So it's a special report, whatever we want to put in here in regards to the text. Now, in addition to that, we might want to put a date. But what we want is the date that the report was printed. So what we can do is, instead of text, we can select a system field. When I select a system field and then go back in and double click within the report header, then it'll say, what did you want? I say, well, I want print date in there. Click on add, and it says OK, and I click on close. Notice that it's created there, and notice that it's very tiny. It just sort of threw it in there. As I said, you can make this complicated or you can make it simple. You can use ACT or you can create your own. And notice that the print date is going to be pretty small text at this point. But if we want to, we can click on the outside, click back on the inside. That'll select that text. Now make it larger if we want, make it bold if we want. So there's the capability to work with this just like you would with any other program. We do the same thing with the page header, the page footer, and the report footer information. Now, the report itself, we want to get contact information from. In other words, we want to pull information from the fields of the database. So what I want to do is select field in the toolbox and then double click, and notice then that we get all of the field information. So, if for example we wanted to select company or city or whatever we want, then we make those selections, we click on Add, and we build a report. So, as you can see, this is entirely possible to build. You can even build reports that link to other reports. Those are called sub-reports. And what you can do is you can say, what I want to do is I want to create a sub-report, and when I create that sub-report, if I click on sub-report, create the sub-report, give the sub-report a name, and then select the field that will link the main report to the sub-report. So it's almost like an HTML. It's a report that leads to another report. But again, this is sometimes overcomplicating the issue. I just wanted you to know where these tools are in case you find that after you've looked at all the different reports that ACT has available to you, that there's still something that's lacking, or there's something that your manager wants you to create. Then this is the beginnings of your venture into creating your own reports. So it's important to know what is in ACT, and it's important to know what you can add to ACT, because if you're going to be the administrator of the ACT database, it's important to know what its capabilities are. It's also important to know how to do that database administration. We've been talking about users, and we've been talking a little bit about security, but in our next chapter what we're going to do is focus in on database administration. That's next.